So, I wanted to make this earlier, and then so yeah, so I wanted to make this. This was a pretty interesting. Uh, yeah, I wanted to make this earlier, and then I just got freaking right after making that video this morning. I got so freaking tired. I honestly did. I was so tired. It's not even funny. It's like I wake up, and then it's like I made that small video, and it's like, and that was it. I had to go lay back down because my body is so freaking overly tired and exhausted. And so then, so I wanted to make this video, of course, uh, with all the stuff that's gotten very, very jumbled. I talked to my friend, and um, as I was talking to a friend of mine about certain things, and it's like, this and that, and it's like, it's like I was saying, like, I made a mistake, and yet the mistake that was made was that it's like what the hell was I saying? It was like the mistake that I made was also made by, was it the same mistake? I said this so clearly before, man, to my friend. It's like the mistake that was made was that things kept getting piled up. No. Look, the bottom line is that the first thing I want to say is the math problem. Let me clarify that. First off, I was aware of the math problem. Uh, Error, like a day or two later, I was, but that was already in the process of going through, and so was other people too. So the bottom line is that it should have been picked up on the other side right away, and that wasn't. So then, therefore, it was a mistake. And the other mistake that I was getting into, so it was my mistake to begin with. That was already clarified 20 something fucking years ago. It was the other people's mistakes for putting the math in, the woman typing it up, the people knowing at that point it was like this money could be used to benefit our country and still going for the money. Some people didn't use it for that, and other people didn't know what to use the money for. Other people gave the money back. These are things that happened. And other people just spent the money on frivolous shit that had no real fucking rhyme or reason. Which to them there was reasons. Some of them had reasons. So it was like, okay, so then what do you do? And then that situation was, so, and while all that's going on, there's so much other shit going on. But what was I saying to my friend earlier? I said, it's like, and then if that's not any bad, if that's not any worse, it's like, then it goes into other situations that it's like, I explained it like before. I think I was explaining situation A, situation B. And then there's the people that were involved that were like, pulling fucking side bullshit that like, because there's, that's the thing. It's like, Anthony, find one of us to tell. And it's like, okay, but I still hadn't at that point truly identified that, like, tell somebody, Anthony. It's like, tell somebody, but that's on our side. It's like, okay, so then that registered in my mind as people with knowledge. Those are the people I should tell. And that's where I made that mistake. The mistake that I seemingly see on the other side, if I remember correctly, is that it wasn't like I could just easily find one of these people that I would be able to identify was on this side. So I could tell the proper people that needed to know the proper information, which is still leading on into today, because it seems like there's still a lot of fucking people playing side strings. I am not trying to play any side strings, but I am playing the fucking game that was fucking granted the day that freaking me and said person with said name went toe to toe, and my if you want to call it a bodyguard, basically. I mean, it's like, was then also pretty much taken away from me because I said I could do pretty much everything on my own. Because I'm a stubborn bastard, and I do a lot of things on my fucking own because I see what happens when people get involved. And at the same time, it's like, you need people in it. It's like, yes, I do. But, yeah, with the clarification of the one situation and the second situation of situation A and B, why all of, and that's not including the math problem, yet it is including the math problem, which then freaking leads to these two situations and other situations that I'm pretty sure were in the middle of those two plus afterwards. And then going toe to toe with such and such, and then me having literally, and I'm saying it's like, there's not really a lot of time to explain this, but then basically it's like right after, that was interesting, and then it's like, really interesting, saying to myself, it's like, it's saying to myself that, that at that point in time, it's like, yeah, so with that said, it's like, it was like situation A, B, middle situation is this, leading to that, then that, and that happened. And just a whole much more. It's like all people, and then and then to think like, okay, other people that I thought were friendly, I explained some things to that maybe I shouldn't have explained those things to. They didn't know certain things about certain things, and then they were like, oh, thanks a lot, but then they made a freaking ultimate insane threat towards me, which I still to this day think of as a threat, which is a pretty fucked up thing to say to the guy that just fucking basically did fucking know that he was helping you, and at the same time didn't know he was helping you because he thought yous were somewhat connected to other people, which then freaking that just made fucking more problems, which then put him in a fucking position to go up against fucking so-and-so, and then that's when fucking all this shit pretty much hit the fuck. Does that sound about right? Because I'm thinking that's about right. Does anybody else want to fill me in on anything that might be missing from this? And then it's like, it's like, yeah, so I just hope I have explained this, because I don't have time with this and that and the side string bullshit, and that's what I'm saying. I'm done with this crap. So I'm gonna go freaking check out something right now and find out what the fuck. And I can't find my lighter. Anyway, but yeah, so that's gonna be that. And So I'll get this video uploaded, and it's like, am I should I it's like there was thank yous in there to certain people when I was thinking of this and how to word this. There was thank yous in there for certain people, and then there was, just, oh yeah, and then there was that like 4 minutes after going toe to toe with this interesting, and I'm thinking in my head, it's like I was it was like it was such a weird thing that like 4 minutes later, 4 or 5 minutes later, like sitting in my car, I had literally like a fucking mental breakdown, and I'm just wondering in my fucking head, like, what the fuck was that? Like, that's another side thing I'm thinking of right now, because I'm saying to myself, like, that side mental breakdown was like freaking, it came out of nowhere. Like, it was just a fucking, it was such an odd mental fucking breakdown. It was like, you just did this, Anthony. Like, that's crazy. It's like, you should be happy, or you should be like this. And then I fucking ended up having a mental fucking breakdown. 4 minutes after, 5 minutes after that situation. It was like, and I'm thinking, it's like, I'm wondering if that shit was already being slipped into my fucking system somehow, some way already. Well, it probably, from that. So anyway, that's the end of that. And so that, between that and, yeah, and then that's why it's like I'm bringing up the other game. It's like that's the game that's important, and it's not a game, and yet it's still yeah, because it's just like, you know what? No, bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's like I made sure I tried to cover every freaking single aspect of my life, other than like, what did I have on fucking like September 25th of 19 fucking 89. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. I really don't know. Okay. All right. We're good. I hope. Who the fuck knows?